you always do. You show me by the sea that your love is true. It's always nice to hear you, that you always do. You show me by the sea that your love is true. It's always nice to hear you, that you always do.
Smooth as molasses, merge the words of contraction, and throw away what's useless in the trash compactor. I'm an actor, I present you the finest films ever enacted, and Denzel Washington can watch me in action. I'm on a time machine invested in Hex on December 2nd, so I can feel what it's like to gain 20,000 X's, and some are hating harder than my erection. But I only trust my wife cause she's my reflection. Pulsechain will be the new resurrection, and proof of stake plus a proof of token deflationary. New generation of blockchain technology that'll bring new meaning to hex flexing. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, the Crypto Wonder. Hope you're doing well. Greetings, salutations, cheers, blessings, all of that great stuff. And let's get right into it. First and foremost, for the first time in a while, I want to say, I was able to participate in a live stream. It wasn't the first live stream I've been on, but it was the first one I've been on in years. And I had a great time along, jumping on the stream with the likes of Westcott Crypto, ATX Crypto, Whales Only. Okay, something that just happened sort of impromptu. I came in on the last tail end of things, and as a result, we had a great stream. And from that stream, I see some people have subscribed to my channel. I want to welcome you all to my madness, if you will, but appreciate every last subscriber, supporter. Your viewership, your support means a lot. I don't take things like that lightly at all. And welcome to the Crypto Wonder Show, right? One thing I always like to highlight that we're one day closer to the next all-time high for Hex, one day closer to the Pulsechain mainnet launch and PulseX. We're experiencing something in this crypto's community, in this Hex community, that we haven't experienced so far. What do I mean by that? Well, we know Hex contract has been running flawless for over 1,200 days. We get that. We know the Hex contract, well, if you have T-shares, whatever, you're publishing, mining, staking your shares, you're getting on rewards 00 UTC like clockwork. We know this. It's about the developments of Pulsechain mainnet that's new to us right now, right? Post V4, right? People are speculating through the roof about when this chain is going to launch, what's going to happen, etc., 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 etc. More so now than ever because people are following the data. They're following certain data, GitLab, what the developers from Pulsechain have been, writing in the GitLab messages, such, so forth and so on. And so people are excited, rightfully so, because after having no expectations for almost 2 years, it is what it is. Human nature. Folks can't help themselves. And then, listen, each day that goes by, I'm more and more bullish. I've been more and more each day that passes by. Once I figured it out and the light bulb turned on with this whole Hex and everything that, Pulsechain is promising to bring, including PulseX, no expectations, not financial advice. I've been bullish each day. I didn't at the whole time of last year too, 2022, as grueling as that whole time period was. I was bullish each and every day because why? That bear market, that cycle wasn't my first. And I say that to say for the new people who are tapping into this community, who are studying and understanding, who are new into crypto, I could only extend my ideas from my experience. It's not easy when you come in at the top and then you hold on all the way to the bottom, right? You bought the top and you holding all the way while the market goes all the way south. And you expect it to hold on. Meanwhile, you watching the value of whatever you have, especially if you don't buy more, you watching the value decrease over time. It's difficult. We know that. It can be psychologically daunting. But the truth of the matter is, in this crypto game, you have to go through ups and downs. If you want maximum gains, you have to go through the maximum pains. This comes with this is par for the course. This is what happens in crypto. You can't expect everything to go excuse me, shoot up like a hockey stick and for it to not retrace or correct or capitulate or basically go down. You can't put, everything goes up, has to come down and go back up again. Right now, things are a little complicated. Folks are complaining about why is Hex so low. Well, you got to look at things too. It's bigger than just about some random person or some whale, dumping the price or dumping Hex or preparing to get ready for mainnet launch and want to get into stables so that they could be prepared for mainnet launch. They're itching, it seems so close. There's a lot of things going on, even on a financial, the larger macro level, right? You have Jamie Dimon and them who just acquired First Republic Bank this weekend. Made very little noise and fanfare in the media. I heard about it Monday morning. That's when I really heard about it, when the deal was already signed, and done. By the time it hit the media, it's not even like I would listen to the mainstream news anymore. Social media, some of the news was circulating, but not even widely popular. But my whole point is the dollar is weakening by the day. You have countries that are collaborating to move away from the dollar, right? You have inflation. There's a meeting that's taking place yesterday and today by the Fed. Those central banksters and government, cronies that are trying to decide what they're gonna do. Is it gonna be more talks of more inflation or whatever? There's a lot of factors taking. The stocks are looking crazy. It's looking, it's not looking good. So there's a lot of factors that could be at play right now of why. So why, Hex price is at 4 to 5 cents, give or take. But again, if your scope, if your view is long term, even if it's like a year, you shouldn't have to really worry about what's going on today. Do we know what went on last year, a year ago to the day, without looking at a chart? No. But here we are. We had to go through that point last year to get to where we are today. If you have a long-term view past a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years plus, it's just live life. Don't get distracted and bombarded by the short-term fluctuations, right? Right? We know Richard is not going to tell the world the way we think these things are going to happen, as far as giving everybody a heads up of when the launch is going to happen. He says there's no warning. I'm sorry, he issued a warning before V4 launched. He issued a warning. Listen, after V3 launched, he said, after that, it could be imminent. Pulsechain. What did he ask today in Twitter that also created somewhat of a stir in a good way? When mainnet? Then he answered himself, trolling himself, when it's ready, and not a minute sooner or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but you get the point. Folks are just not going to know because he doesn't want to give people an advantage to game the system, or even bad actors to try to take advantage of the situation, or whatever. It's just what it is. Those of us who are involved, like I said on the stream, we're fortunate. Those of us who sacrifice, we're fortunate. Those of us who haven't listened and you're dealing with Ethereum, you're going to get duplicates, copies. You're fortunate as well. You're going to get copies of everything you have ERC20 related. So you're winning. You're winning in that sense. When the chain launches, you automatically have two. What's that, 100%? A double up? Off the rip, right there, just off the bat, a double up of whatever you have that's been on Ethereum. Even if you didn't sacrifice a Pulsechain or PulseX. It's just gifted. There you go. Incredible times. We're living through this. This is a special moment. It is period in our lives where we just witnessing things unfold a certain way. That's why I say this time within the community is different. Is different than it was, previously, because we're waiting for a layer one that we have no expectation of, and a decentralized exchange that we have no expectations of. But we're listening and we're watching, there are tests that they said that had to be done that have passed, right? Certain tests to make sure that they could break the chain. You have folks in other communities who, move like parasites, who tried to say that they would love to break the chain. They've allegedly attempted to break Pulsechain very unsuccessfully. Okay? I think I saw Richard say that why don't they test it one more time, like to just push it to the limit. This talk wasn't happening a year ago. This talk wasn't happening a year and a half ago. It's different. It's different. And those of us who sort of like who were steadfast and committed and didn't waver and flip-flop, hats off to y'all. Kudos to the people who really believed, even till now, who are just like, listen, you're living your life and you're not distracted, you're not, sort of like confused, you're not wishy-washy, you're just basically focused. You're laser focused on what's going on, and nothing is moving you. And it's not about being brainwashed. It's not about being a member of a cult. It's about just purely holding on to your own convictions, which is related to what we got going on right here. That's it. Shout out to other communities who are doing what they do, but listen, this is what people are doing here. We have a right to remain supportive, committed, dedicated to having no expectations. And while we have no expectations, we have a smart contract, right? That's immutable. That when you lock your coins up, it's paying you 00 UTC every day. It's cha-ching every day. It's cha-ching every day. It's cha-ching every day, like clockwork. And the truth of the matter is, the more people who know about it, who do lock up the coins, it's the less rewards that everyone gets. So I don't know if it's, hey, man, like whether people join or not, those who are in will continue to receive rewards. And the mechanics are so profound too, because, you could, basically use some type of metric where you could think, okay, the average that you'll receive a day is such and such and such and such. But you could also take into account folks that might want to emergency end stake. Half the rewards of those penalties go to the OA and the others go to the miners, right? Imagine what's going to happen with Pulsechain. Pulsechain is going to introduce an opportunity for people to wig the F out. I'm talking about lose their SHIT. It won't be me because I've been around for a while, for years in crypto. But you could tell from the way people talk, and I could tell because it's exciting. You know, it's trending. It was trending by like the mainnet was trending over 1 million, I guess, whatever impressions on Twitter. It's trending, and you know, 1 million versus 8 billion. That's not a lot. A lot of people just don't know about this, man. So those of us who do know, again, we're ahead of the game. We're avant-garde. We're ahead of the curve, and everyone is going to come behind us, and we're going to, because we're like really in the front of all this, we're going to receive everything, our just due. And everyone who comes behind will receive theirs too, but we're going to receive everything because we put in a formidable amount of work and effort. Believe it or not. Believe this when I tell you. Those of us who understood what it was to sacrifice for our freedoms of speech and movement, etc., etc. This was a special type of situation, in my opinion, because everybody can't really relate to what we had to go through during this time period. Ups and downs. It was difficult. The whole of 2022 came and went. We had to endure. We had to endure ridicule from other communities, people within the community placing bad judgment on actual Pulsechain never coming out, etc., etc., etc. And even to this day, you have people who still throw disparaging remarks and want to just embrace that negative energy towards the community and Pulsechain and thinking that Pulsechain is never coming out, etc., etc., etc. We had to endure all of that. This is why I say, yes, we're human beings, but in a sense, what we've done is not regular. That's why I say sometimes we're not regular people, because we took a risk that was unique, a risk that most people in our natural, normal lives, I dare to say, would not understand and would judge us and tell us, make fun of us, insult us, and tell us that we made a huge mistake in our lives. Because we took a risk. We took a risk that most people will not understand the level of risk we took. We are going to be acknowledged and studied in future case studies. We're going to be noted in annals, future annals and almanacs and references and blah, blah, blah. This is going to be stuff that's studied in academia worldwide, because this right here is like, yo, what other crypto founder created a sacrifice period and called it a sacrifice period? Yes, it's akin to ICO, but we know what we, listen, man. Uncharted types of style of doing things, and right? Special. You checking off certain boxes of levels of things that people haven't experienced in this shape, form, or fashion before, in a system under certain financial stress and conditions that are oppressive in nature. Cost of living is through the roof. Everyone, if you're middle class and under, you're feeling it. Some shape, form, or fashion, especially when you go buy groceries. Basic needs are just like so expensive. Just to buy food, you got to pay an arm and a leg, and you got a chance to get exposed to crypto and DeFi and Hex and sacrifice a Pulsechain and PulseX. You're special situation. It came to you for a reason. Understand that. Embrace that, appreciate that, be grateful. Be grateful. Because it's only going to multiply, it's only going to magnify as long as you remain committed and you understand what you have, right? A lot of times we don't understand what we have, so we throw it away and then we regret later. But when you understand, it's different. You allow this thing to work as an asset for you by making money for you passively while you sleep, while you live, while you do nothing, it's just working for you as your employee. where you become its boss and it's your business and you're receiving perpetual income consistently for as long as you decide, for as long as you want. No third party involvement. Enough of the playing, enough of the second guessing, enough of being distracted. It's about really believing in what you believe in. Don't believe in what I'm saying necessarily. Believe in what you believe in that's right for you based on information that you have that actually works, that you could apply. Useful data that works. Because the majority of what we're dealing with here is math and code. Sans any type of human involvement and interference and oversight in a way, like people judge the whole OA thing, and in the Hedron community, SA and other communities try to, adopt that whole philosophy of having a benevolent entity, right? A benevolent vault, if you will, style entity working for the betterment of the entire system. They think that one person is overseeing it. Who cares? Because up to this point, who has gotten harmed? Meanwhile, in Legacy, you could see the same style of operations where you have so much centralization in an innumerable amount of corporations that happen every day. And no one complains about that. No one complains about how, heads of CEOs own the majority of everything. A percentage that's more than what their shareholders own, and whatever, who cares? Who cares? Let's stay focused, people. More to come. More to come. More to come. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the viewers. Appreciate y'all. Like, the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Take care. Peace.